Five Nights at Freddy's, whether you love it or you hate it. While this series gets a lot of hate, I think I found the game that will be enjoyed by everyone, whether or not you like the series. And that game is Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. Now, I do want to point out that I am talking about the VR version, because while there is a flat screen version, compared to VR, it's pretty different, at least from like a gameplay perspective. Anyways, it's time to jump into FNAF Help Wanted and see what it has to offer. And even in the main menu, the game will scare the crap out of you. In front of you is Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy, and behind you is Foxy. When you're in VR, you get to see how gigantic the animatronics are. And if that wasn't scary enough, their eyes also follow you when you move, so have fun sleeping tonight. Moving on, you got the title screen, blah blah blah. Also, I'm not really going in depth with the story, so expect more of the gameplay that I'm going to be talking about. And we're finally in. We have a tablet thingy in front of us to select the modes, being Five Nights at Freddy's 1, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 3, Dark Rooms, Parts and Service, Vent Repair, and finally, Night Terrors. Oh, by the way, there are tapes hidden throughout the game, which had to do with the story, but when you get a tape, this guy shows up, and he just chills there, which is pretty scary, yeah. Anyways, after a bit of stalling, and by a bit I mean a lot, I actually decided to play the game, and the first one I played was Parts and Service. I had watched a fair amount of videos before playing it, so I had an idea of which one was the most scary out of the 7 modes. Anyways, without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so I think I should actually talk about what you do in each game. In Parts and Service, your goal is to repair broken animatronics by following steps said by God. It's kind of unclear who he is, but whatever. Failure to follow a step will result in a game over. In other words,
place it in the lost
for Bonnie, you have to tune his guitar. Chica is infested with bugs and she smells bad from all the pizza. Freddy ate the kids, so you have to destroy the evidence. And Foxy can't control himself, so you have to fix that too. While these are the easiest games, that doesn't mean they're not scary. When you're in VR, you get a sense of scale that you don't normally get when you're playing on a flat screen. I mean, these guys are giant, which makes it scary as crap to see them just looming over you, praying that you don't mess up something and get jump scared. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that every game has a hard mode, and for Parts and Service, it ranges from some cool-ass lights to have fun sleeping. These are definitely the best games to start off with, since they ease you into how scary it can be. It's pretty fun and easy since you just follow some simple steps. On to the next one. I think it's time that we talk about the one that started it all. Chipper & Sons Lumber Co. No, I'm talking about Five Nights at Freddy's 1, the game that revolutionized the horror genre and caused countless of fan games, and is also my favorite of the bunch. For those who haven't played, here's the rundown. You play as a security guard in Fazbear's Pizzeria, and you have to watch the animatronics to make sure they aren't up to no good. The way you survive, because it's more about not dying than keeping watch, is by using your cameras to watch the gang and keep track of where they are. You also get lights to see them if you hear footsteps or if you just want to make sure no one's around. But if they get too close to you, then you have 2 doors on your right and left to stop them from getting in. But it's not as easy as it seems. You have to manage your power, so you can't hide all night long. That's right, you're going to have to be willingly exposed on both sides so you have enough power to make it through the night. When I first played this, I was legit too scared to even turn on the lights in case they're outside, waiting for me. So it took me a while to feel comfortable playing FNAF 1. Literally, on one of my first attempts, my dog barked, which which caused me to have a mini heart attack. Anyways, let's take a closer look at who you'll be spending your week with at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Bonnie and Chica are mostly the same. They occasionally get near your office, and they stick to one side of your office. Chica on the right, Bonnie on the left. Foxy is a bit tricky. He chills in Pirate's Cove, but after a long time, he'll run out and go to your office, unless you place a door down in time. This means you have to be constantly checking out Pirate's Cove to make sure he doesn't run out. And then there's Freddy, who is, from what I've seen, which isn't a lot because, it's scary. He's kind of like a hard version of Chica and Bonnie, and he usually, or not really usually, but always sticks to the right. While it may be one of the simplest games, that doesn't stop it from being scary. But, speaking of scary, we have Vent Repair. That's right, screw it going in order, we're talking about Vent Repair next. In Vent Repair, you'll be spinning your neck around so many times that within a week or two, if you keep it up, you'll get some good old cervicalgia. I hope I said that right. I don't know. Pretty much what you do is you're in an event, crazy right? And you have to get this, repair them, while an animatronic is hunting you down. I know, crazy. Who would have guessed that in Vent Repair, you'd be in a vent, repairing vents? The first level has 3 vents, with levers, buttons, and valves to fix them. But along with that, there's something in the vent. Stalking you. Sneaking up on you. As you flip a lever, a light appears, revealing Raid Shadow Legends, an amazing free-to-play MMORPG with millions of players right now. If you join today, you'll be awarded 50,000 silver and a chance to win this McDonald's Thanos action figure. Join for free today.
Heard something. Tienen mangos, wey? You got some mangos for me? Hey, wait, I'm gonna repair your vents if y'all wanna give me some mangos. That's not a mango! It's a rental pinche mango! Get me the f out of here! Get me out of here right now! Get me the f out of here right now!
Not sponsored, but if an employee at Plarium is watching, call me. We can work something out. But no, it's not Raid Shadow Legends. It's Mango. This jump scare is pretty cool though, am I right? When I was playing, I was not playing around in any way whatsoever. All I was caring about was trying to survive. My heart was pumping, and I was just trying to get the heck out of there. In the second level, you got Enter, with many puzzles that include buttons, gears, and pipes.
Oh, pipes among pipes! Oh, look at all these pipes. Why am I looking at these pipes? We got pipes at home!
Vent Repair mixes horror and puzzles, which makes it one of the most nerve-wracking experiences out there, because you have to do puzzles while juggling other stuff, mainly the animatronics. Anyways, there's only 2 levels, not counting the hard mode ones, so let's move on. Alright, back to the main series games, with Five Nights at Freddy's 2. There are a few key differences, which are as followed. First off, there is a music box. If you don't wind it up every so often, well, you can see for yourself. Next is the fact that there aren't any doors, so you'll be open the entire time. So, to combat this, you get a Freddy mask to blend in. Whenever an animatronic walks in, plop this bad boy on, and you'll be fine. Unless it's, Finally, there are 3 ways for animatronics to get in. The front hallway, and 2 vents, on your left and your right. This one is very scary since there are no doors, and there's so many threats at once. You have to be really focused and make sure you don't let your guard down, so nothing sneaks up on you. With FNAF 1, you at least have doors, so if you feel stressed or worried, you can close them for a second, while with FNAF 2, all you get is a mask, which, it works, but your vision is limited, and you can't see your cameras or wind the music box, so you can't really use it as an escape. Of course, the setting is different, which, if I had to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of it. It feels a bit too linear, and the fact that you can cheese the game and not even check most of the cameras doesn't really help with it. Anyways, I'm kind of running out of ideas, so let's just move on to the next one. Now, have you ever wanted a FNAF game with only one animatronic, way too many cameras, and annoying jump scares? Well then I've got the game for you! From what I've heard, FNAF 3 is one of the weaker entries in the series for a variety of reasons. One reason is how your systems can go offline. If your vents go offline, then every once in a while, your vision turns to black. If your cameras go offline, then you can't see anything through your cameras. And if your audio goes out, then let me guess, what is audio? Bingo! Congratulations on winning Say That answer. Your prize is a lifetime supply of Fling Smash. Sponsored by Scott the Watch Corporation. Another change is how there's only one animatronic instead of multiple. You have to lure them away from you with children's screams on speaker. I mean, there kind of is multiple animatronics, now referred to as phantoms. They can appear in your camera, and if you don't switch cameras fast enough, you get jump scared and some of your things will go offline, so you have to reboot them. And sometimes Foxy will appear right next to you, so you have to not look at them or else, you'll get jump scared. Now, at first, this was one of the most scary games of the bunch. I literally wouldn't even change a single camera just in case of a phantom being there. But after I figured out the optimal strategy, it got way less scary. You have to be calm while playing, so if something like a phantom appears, instead of getting startled by it and getting jump scared, instead you just immediately change cameras. Calmness is probably the best thing you can have in FNAF VR, because it doesn't matter how much you know about a mode, if you're not calm and scared, you're probably gonna die. You gotta be fearless, or you won't take any risks, like opening a door which could have an animatronic behind it. So, overall, FNAF 3 is pretty good. It's a bit easy, can be a bit repetitive, may or may not be scary, but I liked it. But, how about we go into something I didn't like? Yeah, I didn't like this one. This is by far my least favorite game mode of the bunch. It's just so repetitive and boring, and it feels like, oh, you failed for the 5th time, better luck next time. Basically, the main thing you do is you look at stuff with a flashlight. The first game, you stop Plush Trap on an X with a flashlight. The second game, you stop Balloon Boy on an X with a flashlight. The third game, you stop Plush Baby from getting near you with a flashlight. And the last game, it's actually alright. In the last game, you have to move towards an exit, but Funtime Foxy is in the same room as you, and you have to use her flashlight to see him and evade him. But the first 3 are so similar, and it gets old way too quick. Not only that, but they're really boring. The first 2, you literally count in your head like your count bomb count from Sesame Street. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got you on the X, yay! And the third one, you look, and you click. And not only that, you probably won't even beat it in the first few attempts, so you'll have to sit through this the whole frickin' time. Now, you might say, oh, but aren't the other game modes repetitive too? And I mean, yes, FNAF 1, 2, and 3, and a bit of Night Terrors are guilty of this. But the difference is that their gameplay is a lot more fun than flash the flashlight for a bit. Oh, you missed, guess you die. I mean, it's actually fun to play FNAF 1, 2, and 3. Not Night Terrors though, that game is the most horrifying thing ever. It's just that when you make your whole game mode centered on a gimmick that isn't really fun, it just feels like a waste. Like there could have been something way cooler there. For example, maybe there's a game mode where you're in each of the restaurants as a janitor on night shift. You have to clean certain areas without being killed by animatronics. It'll be a cool stealth section, and maybe you could distract them with different items or hide like under a table or something. I mean, like, why does Vent Repair only get 2 modes, but Dark Rooms gets 4 of them, and only 1 of them is actually good? It just feels like a missed opportunity to me. Now, I just want to say that I've been putting off this part of the video for the longest time. Not because I didn't think it would be good, but because I just didn't want to play it. Currently, right now, I haven't played over a minute of the first level because I immediately quit when I load in. So just give me a minute while I beat, like, the first level, okay? Alright, I'm back, guys, and oh my god, Night Terrors is just awful. Not a bad kind of awful, but, like, it's a frickin' terrifying kind of awful, like, jeez. had to look up a foolproof method on how to beat the first level, since there was no way I was doing that with the risk of this happening, or this happening. Also, if you want to know how to beat the first level, then the walkthrough I use is by FredX1919. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out. So basically, you're in your room, and you got your usual animatronics after you, but this time you have to run to the doors on each side of your room and close them. You also have to make sure that these tiny hand puppet thingies don't get you, and while they don't give you a game over, they still jump scare you and are super scary. At around 4 AM, your closet opens, so you have to go run up to it and close it, because Funtime Freddy is chilling there. And I literally had to mentally prepare for this one moment in the level. In fact, I had to prepare just to start the level. I'd probably played it and immediately exited out of it like 5 times before I decided to actually, play it. I probably wouldn't have even beaten the level if it wasn't for me making the review. The things I do for this channel. But anyways, I beat the level, hated every moment of it, and I was too scared to play the rest. So, how might I finish the review, you might ask? Look, you might think that I shouldn't even make a part for this section if I haven't played it. It's either this, or no section, alright? I cannot bring myself to play the rest of this game mode, okay? So, while I am going to be continuing to talk about the rest of this game mode, I just want you to know I haven't played the rest of it, okay? I guess that just shows how scary this is since I don't even want to try it. Anyways, next level, Night Marionette. Okay, so the main premise is the same. Got your doors, your closet, but now you have to shine your light at tentacles that come under the bed, the closet, and the roof, and on top of closing the doors to be safe. It's kinda like Funtime Freddy, but you have another objective to do. Also, the strategy I use for Funtime Freddy doesn't work, so if I played this, I would actually have to move around, and the design of Marionette is definitely way scarier than Funtime Freddy. It's not just the character design though, it's the atmosphere. We're in a dark room, no lights. You can hear the laughter of Funtime Freddy. You run up to one of the doors and he isn't there, so he has to be at the other one. But if it's too late, it's just knowing that he could be right behind that door, waiting, or he's already there at the other door about to get you, while you have little visibility so you can't know for sure. At least with FNAF 1, 2, and 3, you have a light and a safer area, where you know if anything appears, you have an escape plan. FNAF 1 had the doors, FNAF 2 had the mask, and FNAF 3 lets you lure Springtrap away into a different room. And Night Terrors, yeah, you have a door, but you have to run up to it, look outside with your flashlight, and physically close the door instead of just pressing a button and letting it be. You also may have to do more depending on the mode, like Night Marionette and Nightmare Freddy. Anyways, the third level is quite a bit different, and that mode is Circus Baby. In this mode, you're in your closet, and Circus Baby is outside your room. She'll see you after a bit, and you have to close the closet at the last second, because if it's closed for too long, then these stupid dolls will go and get you. Finally, there is Nightmare Freddy, which is kind of like the ultimate mix of Funtime Freddy and Night Marionette. So, you have to go to the doors like usual, as well as keep them off the bed and the closet. But you don't just shine the light in that direction, you have to go to that area to get a good view. By far, this is the scariest game mode of them all. Anyways, moving on. I don't really want to actually, get Night Terrors from talking about this. Overall, this game is great, but it's also awful. Scary kind of awful, not the bad kind of awful. This game isn't just scary though, but the games are also really fun. The fear you will experience will be like no other, having to go face to face with these horrifying animatronics. But, of course, no game is perfect, so here are the cons. First off, I wish there was more replay value, since once you beat it, there isn't much reason to play it again. Don't get me wrong, the game is really fun, but it's not something I can play continually for a while. Second off, some of these games kinda suck. I'm looking at you, dark rooms. And lastly, Funtime Freddy was in fact not a fun time, so I'm sorry, but the game kinda sucks. But seriously, this game was a blast to play through. and I recommend it to anyone with a VR headset. Also, this game has DLC, so if you wanted me to make a video about it, tell me in the comments, and I'll do that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and bye.